I should probably drink some water before I go to breakfast so that I'm ready to do everyone's voices. Oh, hey, Kyoko. Kyoko, good morning. Still ignoring me. Is she really that mad at me? But actually, it's not just Kyoko. Ever since Monokuma summoned us last night, the atmosphere around her has gotten really around here, I can't read, has gotten really heavy. I can almost feel it looming over us, weighing us down. Well, if nothing else, I need to patch things up with Kyoko as soon as possible. I agree, Makoto. Mainly because she's the most likable character left. Except maybe Hina, and Hiro's kinda likable, but he's not smart. His brain isn't that. His brain no work. Ah, Makoto, are you okay? Huh? What do you mean? You were late, so we were worried about you. What a dullard. Toko, Byakuya, what are you doing here?
What the heck?
They're taking refuge here. Refuge?
Such ignorance.
Don't make that stupid face. We have to protect ourselves against the Mastermind's tool. The Mastermind... Are you talking about Sakura? That's when I finally noticed. The only one that wasn't in the dining hall was Sakura. Huh? Where is Sakura?
Stop talking.
All I know is, if she were here, I wouldn't be. I forget how I did my Byakuya voice. The only reason I went out of my way to join the rest of you was as a safeguard against that threat. Threat?
What is this?
Why? Why do you hate her so much?
Naturally.
Isn't it obvious? Because this makes things unfair. Byakuya, you sound like a child right now. Unfair? Like, you could have said unbalanced, and you would have sounded more mature. I'm just saying, Byakuya. The game should be fair to all players. The existence of a spy for the Mastermind upsets that balance.
What the heck?
That's a stupid reason.
What did you say?
This is a life or death game, is it not?
That's terrible!
It is stupid. You're a stupid idiot.
Hey,
Before you get too far into your argument, maybe you should stop and think things through. Why did the Mastermind reveal that Sakura was a spy to us? This is truly an unjust game. I saw a meme earlier. It had Lavinza talking to you, aka Persona 4 protagonist, and it just said, "This truly is an unjust game. The chances of needing a PS Vita is almost none."
what the heck?
It was funny. They were getting revenge on her, right? Like Monokuma said, an eye for an eye.
However,
That may be part of it, but it's not the whole picture. Revealing that fact was also meant to serve as the next motive the Mastermind wanted to give us. The chaos and confusion born from suspicion. The hatred.
In other words,
In other words, this trap right here, the fighting, the bickering, is the trap the mastermind laid for us. Knowing that, will you still stand there and argue like children?
but
That's not what I'm trying to do. It's just... I mean, how can I get you guys to believe in Sakura again? If she really can beat the mastermind like she said, that'd go a long way in my mind.
what are you saying?
Idiot! You'd really ask her to do something so dangerous? What if something terrible happens to her? It wouldn't matter. Byakuya is a well-written character, but I hate him. He is so annoying. Like, what's a good way of describing his personality? He's like Kaiba, and what's another character that's similar to him? He's just like Kaiba's personality, but like doubled, I think is a good way of putting it. Except I like Kaiba because there's the Kaiba Man card, which is hilarious to me.
Huh?
What? If Sakura were to die, that's one less person for the mastermind to control. I have no problem with that. Byakuya. You're gonna get Hina to kill you. Hold on, Byakuya. In fact, if she did die, that would settle this entire issue, wouldn't it? It would put the whole problem to rest. Yep.
What the hell?
Oh yeah! Okay, so I haven't seen the game version of this scene in a while, but I did get the anime adaptation of it, recommended to me on YouTube the other day. Yeah. I mean, I can get why you'd like Byakuya. His personality really bugs me. He's not the worst. Like, in 2 and V3, there are characters who, in my opinion, are really annoying. V3, it's kind of excusable, but 2, There's a character in Danganronpa 2 who he's so annoying. But I've seen the anime adaptation of this scene, and it's so good because Byakuya is like talking to her, and he's so cocky, and then the camera just cuts away, and you just hear like the loudest slap sound I've ever heard. It's so good.
You disgust me. You're a monster. To say something like that, it should have been you. You should have been the one to die.
I feel kind of bad for laughing, but I closed my eyes for a second, and I visualized Morgana saying that. Cassandra Lee Morris is really good at voice acting, but every time I hear Hina's voice, if I'm looking away, I just visualize Morgana.
What?
I should have died?
Interesting.
Interesting. Then are you planning to take care of that yourself? Go ahead. Try it. If you dare. That's how it works here, after all.
What is this?
You think I can't do it? Hina, calm down.
That's right.
This is exactly what the mastermind wants. And it's exactly what Sakura doesn't want. What's wrong? Lost your nerve? I'm leaving. I'll be in my room. Trembling with anger, Hina ran off. That stupid cow. How dare she? She should die 1,000 deaths. No, 1,000,000. So she was just another hysterical little girl. Hardly worth my attention.
Just a second.
It's what other people call having feelings, Byakuya. And all you can do is mock them for it. What's wrong with that?
Hey,
A friendly word of warning. Someday that attitude is going to come back and bite you hard.
I don't have time to play with you.
And I will happily elude its attempts. So, you know, how about we, eat? Or maybe now's not a good time.
You know?
Oh, I didn't mean to push that button. Without a word, each of us left the dining hall. We headed back to our rooms, one by one. Free time, yeah! Who are we hanging out with? I can't hang out with Kyoko. I'd assume the dialogue for trying to hang out with her is gonna be the same anyway if I try to. Where even is she? I want to see if the dialogue is any different. Because I'm pretty sure you can't talk to Kyoko throughout all of Chapter 4.
anyway.
Yep, okay, it's the same dialogue. Who do you hang out with? I think Trigger Happy Havoc is the only... I don't think we've helped the hero at all. But, I think Trigger Happy Havoc is the only... Oh no, we haven't. It's the only Danganronpa game that I haven't seen post-game of, unless there's some for... Ultra Despair Girls, but the good thing is, because of how post-game works, if it works like in the other games, that means I'll get to spend more time with Kyoko, because that's how it works. Because I think it carries over your progress of talking to people. Guess we'll hang out with Hero.
Oh, hey, Makoto.
Well, Makoto. What's going on? Sure.
Well?
You wanna go grab a bite to eat in the dining hall? I'll teach you where all the best power spots are. Hero taught me all about all the best power spots. Okay. Hero and I grew a little closer today. Let's give him a present. What would he like? I didn't think about this. Hey Hero, you want this? No, have absolutely no idea what he would want. Oh, wait. Moon rock. I wonder how much I could get for this at the pawn shop. Kidding. I appreciate it, really. Does that mean he liked it?
Could it be?
Hey, Makoto, you know what I think? You and me meeting like this, it wasn't a coincidence. So I've got some good news for you. I'm gonna give you a psychic reading at a huge discount. A discount?
How about that?
Normally it's $1,000 for 2 hours, but for you, let's call it 900. That's only a $100 discount, and even then it's way too expensive.
Don't be mean.
Hey, come on! You should count yourself lucky that the ultimate clairvoyant is willing to tell your future. So are you right pretty often?
Well,
I sure am. At the bare minimum, I've got a 20% chance of accuracy. 20%? That sounds pretty sketchy.
what the heck?
For real? You said the thing. Don't make that face. Didn't you hear what I said? 20% of the time, I'm right. Every time. That includes natural disasters, election results, you name it. Don't you realize how amazing that is?
How about that?
Okay, fine. I'll give you a special trial run. After all, I've already seen what the future has in store for you. When did you see it?
Well,
You won't believe what I saw. It would appear that the mother of your children and the mother of my children are the same woman. I refuse. Denied. Don't like it.
I'm right?
Doesn't matter if you don't like it. That's just the way it is. 20% accuracy, you said.
You know?
At least. I don't remember what voice I had for Hero. I pray to everything holy that you're wrong. Please be wrong. Now then, since that was a special trial run, I'm afraid I can't apply the discount. That'll be $1,000, please. Don't worry, you can pay me after we get out of here. Wait, hold on. But there's no way you're gonna be right? If you like, I can do a reading right now to see whether my reading was right or not. Naturally, additional fees will apply. Think about it, okay? Let me know as soon as you're ready for my services. Oh, he's gone. Do I have enough in my bank account to take another crack at it? Don't! No, I can't bring myself to pay for something like that. I can see how people could fall into that kind of cycle, though. That was close. Please, whoever's listening, I'm begging you. Whatever else happens, don't let him be right. Oh, I got a skill. Okay. I hope he's not right. That would be very awkward for Makoto, who is like one of my favorite characters in the series, despite just being the protagonist of the first game. Once we were all done, I headed back to my room for a little while. There is a fly on my monitor. That's fun. I have plenty of time. I don't feel like just sitting here. I should go somewhere. Okay, who do we hang out with now? I'm gonna turn up my lights a bit, real quick. Who do we hang out with? If we can, I'll hang out with Sakura. Sakura's a good character. I like her. She's nice.
I'm sorry.
Okay, we can't hang out with Sakura. So who do we hang out with? I'm gonna go spend my few coins on the machine. More coins. Wait. They don't have the cherry vanilla cola I love so much. No, they don't have it. Oh, what a shame. Not the cherry vanilla cola. Okay, who are we gonna hang out with? Toko? Oh no, okay. I hope she's not Genocide Jill right now, because that voice is kind of difficult to do. Okay. Toko. Where's Toko? Probably by Byakuya somewhere. Or not. True. Hopefully she's not Genocide Jill right now. Even though I think I have a better idea of what Genocide Jill likes. Okay, so she's just Toko. Good. When are we ever gonna get out of here? Not that I'd have much to look forward to if I did get out. Wait, okay, I'm gonna look this up real quick, just because I'm kind of curious. Is Toko and Genocide Jill, two different free time things? They are, okay. I think... Yeah, Genocide, Jack / Jill has different, free time events. Oh, and Toko is only Genocide Jill for one day.
What's your problem?
During, Chapter 4, apparently. What, more pity? Aren't you such a good person showing me all this pity? I spent some time with Toko. Toko and I grew a little closer today. Would you like to give Toko a present? Sure. I think I have a pen? And since she's a writer, she'll probably like that. Oh yeah, apparently this is for Genocide Jill. Oh wait, there's the pen. Okay. Sorry, but I'm already engaged to Master. No, you aren't. So I can't go on a date with you. If you're okay with that, I don't mind if you think about me. Okay, Makoto, sure, that's totally the implication. She's just standing there. Does she want something? But she's not saying anything. Maybe I should try to start a conversation. Toko? What? You wanna talk to me? Well, I can't stop you, so talk already. Okay, sure, but what should I say? So, what do you like to do in your spare time? Why do you wanna know? Well, I mean, you know, we're trapped here together, right? If we're gonna be friends, it'd be nice to get to know each other. Huh? What did you just say? Oh, yeah. Toko, never really had any friends. After that part about being trapped, we're gonna be, what? Friends. Oh yeah, also, you know what, because that could be a spoiler for a different game, so I don't want to say that. What do you mean, friends? You think I'm stupid? You're trying to trick me. I've already been hurt once before. I'm not gonna let it happen again. You've been hurt. What happened?
Anyway...
Come on. You don't really care about me. You don't want to know about me. Even I know that. No, that's not true.
What the heck?
Fine, then tell me. Tell you what? You know why they call me the ultimate writing prodigy, right? Yeah, sure, you've won all kinds of literature prizes and stuff. Then tell me what I'm good at. Tell me what my genre specialty is. If you really want to convince me you give a crap, you should at least know that. He did miss an opportunity to say no, that's wrong. The genre... She specializes in romance. It's romance, of course. Oh, you actually knew? Your biggest success was So Lingers the Ocean, right? Everyone said that's your masterpiece. I think Makoto learned that from his sister, though. The book was such a hit that fishermen shot to the top of all the hottest men polls, right? Is that an actual thing? Are there polls for that? That's weird. Or I think that's weird. How did you know all that? There's no way you care about me. I'm telling you, I do. I mean, we're friends, aren't we?
Huh?
I'm blind. Your straightforward nature blinded me. Toko ran off, screaming like a banshee. I'm not really sure. Does she hate me now? Hey, I got vocabulary. Oh yeah, Toko blurs the line between, friend and more than friends, sometimes. Which is what I was gonna say earlier. Because of the fact that she never really had any friends. Except for her pet bug.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Thanks, Monokuma. Nighttime already. Tonight feels somehow uneasy. We still haven't settled things with Sakura. Everyone's in a terrible mood. I just hope nothing happens tonight. Makoto! You're gonna make something happen if you say that. Someone's gonna die if you keep talking like that. After I declined the offer to become a shrimp, the tech support lady just refused to drop the issue. Once the shrimp idea was dead, she came back suggesting I should become a crab instead. How much can one person love crustaceans? I said no, of course, and she shot back. Okay then, how about to make you extra special, you can be a crab that walks sideways and backwards. But how's that any better? I don't want to go sideways or backwards. I want to go forward. I heard her annoyed sigh on the other end of the line. Then she said, "You just don't see the splendor of the crab. Haven't you ever heard the tale of the crab and the monkey? I just turned off the HUD." Of course I've heard of it. I know all about it. But so what? The crab beats the monkey, but it's just some legend. Hardly relevant to our greed-obsessed modern society. Sure, monkeys still show up in movies and stuff from time to time, but not crabs. Monkey-themed clothes are sweeping the fashion world, but the crab doesn't stand a chance, right? What I'm saying is, crabs have no place in today's lightspeed world. Do your market research, lady. Which is why I chose the always popular bear image.
And that's the secret.
Ow, my
origin
throat
story
hurts
of
just from one
Monokuma.
Monokuma theater.
Good morning, everyone. It is now 7 a.m. and nighttime is officially over. Time to get ready to greet another beautiful day.
I need to do something about Sakura. I'd better go to the dining hall and talk to the others about it one more time. I don't know who's screaming, so just scream noise. Huh? Was that someone screaming? I think it came from the dining hall. Oh. Makoto, we got a big problem, man. What's wrong? Look. Hiro's finger shook as he pointed.
Hina!
Oh, because Hina slapped Byakuya. So I think Genocide Jack just stabbed her? What?
Are you okay? What happened?
She killed her. Genocide Jill killed Hina.
I'm pretty sure she's still alive there. That's...
You gotta be kidding!
No. She's not dead. Open your eyes. No way she's dead. Why? What happened? Well, Toko and Hina, just all of a sudden, they were yelling. And then they knocked the pepper off the table. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Because that... Oh. And that led to a sneeze?
You SOB!
Wait, is this what this argument is about? I assumed it was going to be about Byakuya. I also forget what my Genocide Jill voice was. Her giant balloons are a little too perfect, aren't they? I might be flat, but at least mine are real. You know, I forgot that the first game was like this sometimes. Like the second game, maybe. V3 for sure, but I forgot that Genocide Jill was like this. And look at my shapely collarbone. I forget what voice I did for her. Doesn't it just totally set you on fire? No, it doesn't. It's just a collarbone. And my controller isn't working. Isn't that fun? Give me a second to fix this. Okay, I think I fixed it. Yeah.
Totally not adorable.
Anyway, you totally non-adorable boys just get her out of my sight, okay? Or else I'll start cutting and cutting and cutting and indulging myself for who knows how long. Okay then, let's get Hina to the nurse's office. Come on, hero, help me. Sure thing. Wee wee. Genocide Jack's abrasive laugh chased us out of the room as we carried Hina away. By the time I finished taking care of Hina's injury in the nurse's office, she seemed to have finally regained her composure.
Sorry.
Thank you. Are you sure you're feeling better? Yeah, it really was just a scratch. Well, yeah, Genocide Jill would never kill... Actually, no. Genocide Jill would probably never kill any women. Just based on the fact that she always kills men. I'm just assuming she probably wouldn't. But still, that was super close. If I hadn't yelled out, you'd be dead right now. It's all thanks to me, you know. Yes, well, 1,000 thanks to you, sir. So sarcastic. That just makes you sound even more hostile. Hey, Hina. What the heck happened? Oh, we just got into a fight and I lost my temper and flew off the handle. Let me guess. The fight was because of Sakura?
But...
At first I just tried to ignore it. If you let jerk buttholes get to you all the time, you'll never have time to live your life. But she wouldn't let it go, so I just... Without thinking about it, I felt like I wanted to punch her like a dozen times.
You're serious?
A dozen punches isn't really without thinking. And when things got out of hand, Genocide Jack got let loose, right?
Sorry.
It's my own fault, but I just couldn't take it anymore. Because she was saying all these terrible things about my friend, you know? Before I knew it, Hina's eyes started welling up with tears. And just as the tears were on the brink of spilling over, the door to the nurse's office burst open. Oh, it's Sakura, isn't it? I thought the door was gonna fly off its hinges. And there she stood before us.
Hina.
Sakura. You're hurt. What happened?
Huh?
Oh, nothing. It's not a big deal.
Hey!
Makoto, hero, what's the meaning of this? It wasn't me. It was Genocide Jill. It's all that demented murderous fiend's fault.
Oh, damn.
To hurt Hina. Darn you. To leave me alone but hurt her. What is this?
How dare you!
What is this? Hero, I don't think she wants to kill you. Stop freaking out. I'm okay, really. It's just a scratch.
Oh, no forgiveness!
Unforgivable.
I can't forgive this!
Hero, if you want to hate someone, hate me. If you want to hurt someone, hurt me. I don't hate you exactly.
I can't forgive this!
Why? Somebody save me! Hero nearly tripped over himself as he ran screaming out of the nurse's office. But just a second later... Who is this?
Hey.
Oh. What's going on? What's all this noise about? Kyoko stood in the doorway of the nurse's office, taking Hiro's spot in the room.
It would seem...
I gather that something happened. Kyoko, please, you have to stop Sakura.
Wait.
You don't need to stop me. I'm okay. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm drawing a line. Right here and now. Drawing a line?
Goodbye.
Wait, Sakura! Hina sprang into action, leaving the nurse's office to chase after Sakura. The only ones left were... Kyoko? Are you still mad? Yeah, I figured.
That's fine.
It's fine. Huh?
Whew.
About that issue we discussed earlier. It doesn't matter anymore. Then, do you forgive me for not being able to talk about it?
In other words,
You could have told me about Sakura and Monokuma fighting, but you stayed quiet. You were only thinking of Sakura, and that's why you didn't tell me, right? You didn't want to confuse everyone until you could talk to her and be sure of what you saw. That's what you were thinking, and that's why you didn't tell me, right? Yeah. Well, I tried to tell her, but the game said no. You just can't. That's not how game. To think like that.
I wouldn't have expected such arrogance from you.
What?
Because...
Ultimately, that means you don't trust me. No, that's not it. But if that's how you feel, I can't really change your mind. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
It's fine. I've already forgotten about it. Besides,
And
I may have overreacted. She doesn't hate Makoto anymore. Also, I just noticed now her sprite is blushing. I'm pretty sure it wasn't before. Huh?
Anyway...
Yeah, it wasn't before. Oh. Anyway, it's over and done with. Like I said, let's just forget about it. Okay, thank you. That issue we discussed doesn't matter anymore. I want to talk to you about something else. What is it you wanted to talk to me about?
Indeed.
Actually, I'd like you to come somewhere with me. I have business there. Where?
So...
Just come with me, and you'll find out. I guess, but... Wait, should I change the stream title now that she doesn't hate Makoto anymore? Okay, I guess I will. It's gonna be... Kyoko doesn't hate me. Anymore. Okay. I guess, but...
Shall we go?
Well then, shall we get going? With her typical indifference, Kyoko turned and walked away, setting a brisk pace. Kyoko! I hurried to catch up to her. She walked ahead in silence. And in silence I chased her. And eventually we arrived. Oh. The dressing room. So the something else you mentioned.
Indeed.
That's right. It has to do with alter ego. But you said we didn't need alter ego anymore.
Wrong.
I didn't say we didn't need him. I just said he had done his job. Besides, it's not that... It's not us that needs alter ego. He has business with us. Huh?
Right.
Alter ego asked me to bring others to come see him. Apparently he has something he wants to ask us. Alter ego wants to ask us something?
Correct.
What could that be? Hello. Oh, so it's just the two of you? Kyoko and Makoto? Kyoko's fingers glided across the keyboard. Is 2 not enough? No, it's okay. 2 should be plenty. But what is it he wants to ask us?
Indeed.
Let's find out, shall we? Kyoko typed in the question. What did you want to ask us? Oh, yeah, so... I'd like you to take me somewhere where you can connect me to the school network.
What?
Kyoko and I quickly glanced at each other. She replied, Why? Well, you said my job was done, right? But to just stop here, saying I've finished my work. I don't want that.
I want to be able to help.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here.
That's right.
That's what Master would want too. So to help everyone else, to solve the mystery of the school,
That's right.
the only way I can help is if you connect me to the school's network. But if you did that, that's basically suicide. I'm positive the mastermind would find out about it. They'd find you and they'd... You agree, right, Kyoko?
So,
I realize how dangerous it could be. But still, I have to do this.
but
I'm scared, but... I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but
But still,
when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay.
I'm gonna
If it's
do
for the
my
sake
best.
of everyone else, I won't be afraid. I couldn't help but get lost in that voice. It was just too committed, too admirable, too fragile.
Hey,
You remember what you asked before, Makoto. You asked what the difference is between a person and a program, right? Yeah.
certainly.
When I talk to Alter Ego, I don't know. I have no idea how to answer that question. I think maybe that's a question even the program's creator can't answer. But I can say this.
Correct.
There's no question that Alter Ego is our friend. Kyoko, to be honest, I didn't want Alter Ego to push himself anymore. Because if we were to take any more risks, the Mastermind really will notice it. But
Makoto.
let's do it, Makoto. Let's connect Alter Ego to the network. But
Hey,
he's our friend, so I want to take his feelings into consideration. And he says he wants to fight alongside his friends.
now,
If you were in his place, could you just sit by and do nothing in this situation? If you saw everyone else fighting and doing their best, could you just look the other way? Or would you stand up? Stand up tall next to everyone else and tell them you're their friend.
So,
Hey, are you guys fighting? If it's about me, please don't.
I wanna believe in myself.
I want to be able to say, I know I can do this.
Leave it to me.
So please, let me try.
listen.
And besides, there's one place where the Mastermind might not notice.
That's right.
Remember, there's another place besides here where there's no surveillance camera. A room without a surveillance camera. That's it. The secret room you told me about. I'm so tired. I definitely remember there was no surveillance camera in there.
Indeed.
And I do believe you can connect to the network from there. I remember seeing an Ethernet port on the wall.
However,
However, just because there's no camera there doesn't mean there's no danger. There's nowhere... There's no way to be sure the Mastermind isn't monitoring the network somehow. We'll also have to move Alter Ego, and the Mastermind may spot us going into the secret room. If they pick up on any of this, then it's all over. You're right,
that's what we have to do.
but despite all that, I still think we need to try,
Correct.
because that's our best chance of finding any new clues. Kyoko. In that case, will you let me carry him? There's no way you could hide him with what... There's no way you could hide him with what you're wearing, right? So let me do it.
It's true.
Okay then, I'll leave it to you. Thank you.
So then,
Then, let's get started. It's gonna be a little cramped for you, Alter Ego. Bear with us, okay? We started packing him up right away. I closed the laptop and stuffed it underneath my jacket. It tickles. Shh, you can't talk right now. We're going to move you to another room. Until we get there, you have to be absolutely silent, okay? Understood. Your command has been implemented. Good. To have him react like a machine like that all of a sudden, I didn't know how to react.
Makoto.
In the secret room, there are a bunch of different cables in one of the desk drawers. So there might be a network cable in there,
However,
assuming the Mastermind hasn't taken it already. Well, All we can do is go and check for ourselves.
It's true.
Agreed. Let's head to the secret room. Where? Oh wait, here. I can use the map to teleport up.
Hey,
Hey, Makoto.
why?
Are you sure all the documents are gone? I refuse to believe you. Go and check again. What?
Listen to me.
Just hurry up and go. And to make sure you don't run off, I'm gonna wait right here. Oh, I get it. She's acting. She was so forceful. I thought I'd made her mad again somehow.
Just a second.
Why are you just standing there? Hurry up and go. Okay. I'm going.
So then,
And be thorough. I'm counting on you. Okay, first we have to find a network cable. According to Kyoko, there should be a bunch of cables in this drawer. Found it. This is a network cable, right? Now we just have to connect Alter Ego. I immediately got to work. I pulled out the laptop and connected it to the Ethernet port with the cable. And that should do it.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it worked.
Leave it to me.
Just leave the rest to me. I swear I'll find something. I might even be able to connect to the outside world. If I can, I'll see if I can call for help. So, please, just wait a little while longer. Just hold tight and put your faith in me. As I was about to leave, I decided to leave him with one last thing. No matter what, we're gonna get you out of here. You and all the rest of us, as friends. Friends? Even me?
Thank you.
Thank you, Makoto.
Makoto.
How'd it go? Well, it went okay, but all the documents were gone, just like I told you. My reply was an unintentional mix of acting and real feelings.
Correct.
I see. Then there's nothing left for us here.
Goodbye.
Before I knew it, Kyoko was walking away. She wasn't acting anymore, that much was for sure. Kyoko.
What?
Yes? So we're just gonna split up?
Why is that?
Of course. I have no reason to stay with you at this point. Well, maybe, but isn't that a little too direct? Should I hesitate and fumble for something to say? You're so high maintenance. That's not what I mean. I had more I wanted to talk to you about. Like, what are you gonna do about Sakura?
It's true.
Well, something has to be done. It's true.
However,
But the way things are right now, there's no way to persuade anyone. They don't have mind to listen. Then what should we...
so...
If we can find some new clue, that would likely change the situation. That's all we can hope for right now. Which is why Alter Ego...
Correct.
All we can do is wait, and believe in our friends. You're right. That's our only option. We parted ways and I headed back to my room. Free time? I'm kinda tired, so I laid down in bed. Maybe it was because of the stress of moving Alter Ego, but I was way more tired than I realized. So before long at all, no free time, come on! I had completely dozed off. Huh? The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze and pulled me back to the real world.
Makoto.
Makoto, get out here. Kyoko, what's going on?
Indeed.
Hina just came to see me, and she was white as a ghost. Sounds like something's happened. What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry. Can't get the door open. Is it locked?
Huh?
Makoto, Kyoko, Hina, what's wrong? Something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? There was a window on the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. And when I did... Sakura? Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair, like she's bowing her head.
Hey,
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
Huh?
I was just walking past and I happened to notice her through the window, but I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking, I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond.
Huh?
So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
anyway,
First of all, we need to get into that room. The door's locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
listen to me.
We're going to force our way in. I just said
Wrong.
the door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room door doesn't have a lock. Then why?
It would seem...
Feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair.
In other words,
Either way, this door isn't locked, which means, as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then, there's no problem if we break in?
indeed.
Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll go get something to break it with. Wait right here. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure. Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. But that silence didn't last long. Here! I found a broom in the classroom. Use it.
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto?
Please!
Come on, please hurry. Okay, you two, stand back. I took hold of the broom and swung as hard as I could. Aiming directly at the window, all it took was one solid hit. The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just... pushed on it with all my strength, and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hand on her... all I felt was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a human, I can't read, of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And then...
A body had been discovered! After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Danganronpa.
So what did you think of that?
Huh? Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura was really dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And I... Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone.
What?
Ogre?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
so she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means.
Interesting.
Sakura was murdered. And by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her. It's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault!
It was one of you, Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. One of you killed Sakura.
What?
You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation? I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her.
I won't forgive
One of you did it. I know it. I'm assuming that's Monokuma. Yep. Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on!
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer.
It's the Monokuma file!
And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina, or you're... Monokuma, now is not the time. Or you're gonna ruin that little face of yours. I'm not. Now then, with that hold on. There's something I want to ask you. Huh? It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura.
Say what?
Huh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then...
In other words...
Then I killed her. Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to a most regrettable end, without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that. It saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Because even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her.
well done.
So I don't know who it was. But whoever the Blackened is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one? Oopsie. But what does that even mean? before you get all mad at me, you better figure out who did it first. There's a fly on my monitor again. Because, I mean, your lives are on the line, right?
What is this?
What the heck? He owes them one?
I won't forgive
I hate
you.
him. I hate this whole thing. Oh, well, it can't because it's dead now. Well, I, for one, am glad that it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we're all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Hina? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, then Hina is guard number 1. But we need one more. Kyoko. That's you.
what?
Me. You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order?
That's fine.
Fine. I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in this... I can't read. In the crime scene.
Huh?
What?
It's your fault!
One of you killed Sakura.
I won't forgive you.
I won't let someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let us all in. Just let me. You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hiro? Do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura,
correct.
for those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine. I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally. Who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen,
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. If we can't uncover Sakura's killer,
listen to me.
all of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. Just from what you've seen so far, do you have any guesses on who it is? I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. Time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room and on the 3rd floor of the school. There's evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
so...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with the chair from inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape, somehow, after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside, there was no way in or out till we broke the window. There's like zero escape, right? That's I don't know if that's meant to be a reference. I've never played Zero Escape, but I know that it's made by Spike Chunsoft, which is the same company that made Danganronpa.
In other words,
This is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder. I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. Could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, all we'd have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right? You
Correct.
think you've already got it? Okay. DM me who you think it is and how they did it. Or at least who you think it is. I want to see who you think it is. The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh?
In other words,
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside. Okay, you have a guess? I want to hear it. Because this is a really confusing one. In my opinion, at least. Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have a gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room.
In other words,
By that I mean, there's actually an alternative escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locker room mysteries, those are the basics. So there are 4 possibilities. Then, Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room. Until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. That same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. Wowee. There's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? That doesn't make any sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? I don't know. Also, I honestly forgot a lot of the small details of this case. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
That's... Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well...
Well, yeah. I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. You really like them that much?
'Cause, I mean...
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've lost all their flavor. Hina. Oh, that's sad. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how'd they get those figures inside the bottles? That's not what you should be wondering, Makoto! So there's Pawn, Rook. I think that's Bishop. And King? That's a weird looking Bishop. Or it might just be the angle.
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside. You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is a Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. Okay, so there's Knight. So there's Queen left? Wait, Rook, Bishop, Pawn, King, Knight. Yeah. So there's... Okay. It's a Monokuma figure. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things, little by little. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. the red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit on the head with the Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass in the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was a weapon. Huh? The locker's open, and they're on the inside. It's a handprint.
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker, and it left a handprint in the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh, too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey,
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah. And the locker was already open at that point.
indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah. So then, what does this handprint mean? There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room.
So,
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. Still, this protein can. It's got a label on it that says Chem A2. Oh, that's not what I thought they were gonna point out about it. Okay. I'm not gonna say what's important about this image, but just take a minute to look at it. That reminds me. Sakura mentioned how the chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey,
Okay, never mind. Kyoko's gonna point out what's important. You see what's scattered around the can. Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So,
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably gonna want to take note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. Maybe I have to talk to them? Oh wait, no, I probably have to inspect the corpse, because no one else would know anything else about this case. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of a blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she also vomited blood. I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Byakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting.
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. the reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Okay, I think I have to talk to everyone.
What the heck?
We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. What? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. When I saw her again after that, she told me... She said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon. The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth. I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her, by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, I can't read, oh my goodness. And she asked them to come to the rec room at noon. The same time and place she ended up dying. Might be good to confirm what I... what I just heard with the three of them directly.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true? I did receive a note to that effect. Yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Okay, thanks.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed... Yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly. They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. Okay. What? Okay. What haven't I checked? Do I have to inspect this again? That same shelf full of magazines. Yeah, it's the same thing. Clock? It's around 1 o'clock right now. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura died around 12 noon. So roughly an hour ago. Is that when Kyoko and I were moving Alter Ego? The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used to pull on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. There's nothing else to check. This door is the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened, of course, when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having investigated both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening. There was no evidence of the... I'm tired of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the outside. Is that all I was missing?
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then,
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided. She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Okay. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Keeping an eye out for their rooms without turning. Okay. I press the doorbell. After a few seconds. Who's there?
Who's there?
Oh wait, it's voice acted. I read it out and it's voice acted. Okay. The most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't even look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something? I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What?
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she asked to meet with him. Or, she had asked, yeah, to meet with him. I can't remember. She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said 2, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit it. I did get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated to her room. Okay. I pressed the doorbell. After a few seconds,
you know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you. How'd you know about that?
Could it be...
Did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Oda told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. When did Sakura tell you that? Oh, well... when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went out and met with Sakura?
You got it all wrong!
No. No way. I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? I don't have a good voice for Hiro. Without, like, yelling. Or not yelling, but being loud, and I don't... My throat already hurts from Monokuma voice. Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually...
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me!
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro is feeling around in his pockets.
Hey, come on!
Sorry. Looks like I don't have it anymore. With a big, goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pockets. Huh?
What?
Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on!
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hiro. What next? I'll definitely have to look into the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So, where should I start? Probably the chem lab. Okay, so there's no evidence anywhere else. So that's good.
What?
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was, yes sir, I understand. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? Looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out. And at this and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled.
So, in other words...
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that's really what happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Okay. These are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene of the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, you mean me? How kind of you to offer. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and pen. I need something to drink. I'm dying. Water time. Okay. That's one thing that really annoys me. Every time that, like, there's like a handprint or like a footprint or something, except for I think once, every time in Danganronpa, they don't even try to like compare people to it to figure out who it is. And they just go, ah, a handprint. Okay. Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad. For you, I mean. For me?
I see.
So, when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. You could see that without drawing it out. Okay, they came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to, then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be
It's certainly possible.
Makoto. Are they yours? No.
What?
Okay. So... True. It's never really, like, an important thing, except for, like, once. I don't think they actually test everyone's footprints. I could be wrong. In which, never mind, it's twice, oh no. True. Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm the size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. These prints really are a valuable clue. Do they actually test it? Now I feel kinda dumb, because there's another time that they actually test it in another game, but let's see, what's on this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of shelving unit section A. Huh, but wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? On this shelf is one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons or other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the I can't read. This part of the shelving unit section C. So on this shelf is... looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Or reagents, I think. I can't read. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kinda harsh?
What?
What? Do you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's not.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I don't know. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. I should try to find out more about this shelving unit. Looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A, there's a bottle with the label from Section C. What was the bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on there. Do you have a better grasp on who you think it is? Or... there's the broken... oh, wait, did I already do this? There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? Okay, I did do all of that. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I'd better not leave a footprint. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. Looks like the bottle was labeled Chemical C4. Also, it looks like someone left footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. It was an A. According to Byakuya, the powder I can't read it. Would had to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Wait, I can check the truth bullet actually. Truth bullets. Yeah, A2. Proteinzyme X. Chem A2. Now I've got to go back to the rec room.
Hey.
So, Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see.
I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway.
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You'd do well to look them over one last time. Okay. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh. This magazine's upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident? Wait, I just noticed. Do all the magazines have different ultimates on them except for, I think that one is just the anime that Hifumi watches. But I think the one to the left, it says like bike off, and it has the promo art for, or it has like the art for, Mondo, and then to the right it says baseball something. And it has the, what looks like the art for Leon.
Hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is... On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bold, bloody letters. And it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this?
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... That says Toko, right? My controller... Oh, it stopped working for a second, okay. Yeah, it looks like it. Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you'd think that, but it just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. I don't know, does she have blood on her finger? According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but
Hey,
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body? There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although, there's still some times. I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
it's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you...
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry. Never mind.
hey,
More importantly, look here. Her shoes.
correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah. It really stands out.
I see.
That powder is clue number 1.
Hey,
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot. So just let me explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows.
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I've learned from examining her body in detail. Can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. They're sharp, yeah, okay. Monokuma bottles. I think Kyoko said she'd found a clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new.
Hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. A correlation. Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
so...
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusions, so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not... and it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer! I do trust you, to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree.
Hey,
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like you to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
anyway...
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Huh. Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. She insulted Byakuya! Good. And that obnoxious Byakuya is not here, so...
So then...
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
So then...
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So, what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words...
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The piece of glass you collected, and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
Listen,
First, let's compare the weight of two normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced,
in other words...
which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
So then...
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out, or the pieces I can... Oh. Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out, or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed out. I could have missed some here and there.
So then...
Okay, then let's give it a try. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words...
The result of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it together.
Hey,
And I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. I can't read. So, what do you think? It's all on you. Okay.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Okay. I'm just gonna do the introduction, like, up to the save. And then I'm gonna go. Yeah, this was a lot shorter. Monokuma made his announcement and everyone began to meet up, one after another. And then... the ultimate martial artist! Monokuma, don't do emoticons right now. Stop, Monokuma, I'm gonna kill you. A locked room murder mystery! What the... Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons! Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. This is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends?
What?
He's right. That does make it seem sad.
I can't wait.
Now
I
then,
can't wait.
please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. What the heck was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual. Hero. That's the worst thing to say in this situation.
Don't be
Or,
mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt, one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. Yeah, he is acting stupid. She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet, someone killed her. And that person is here? That person is one of us? Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator, but with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I can't read, I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close and began to and felt it begin its I can't read sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. It fell lower and lower. And as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few! You must be so lonely. You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate, a deadly class trial. Come on, let me save. Yeah. Wait, bullet capacity. Time limit for each phase. So that's not useful. Studies your aim, or it's not good for me. Studies your aim a little. That's not that good. So like vocabulary, best one for me. But I'm gonna go to sleep because we're gonna wait till next time for the class trial. So good night.